Local lawmakers are reacting to the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman of Brooklyn Park sent out a statement immediately after the shooting, saying she was relieved the former president is safe. Hortman goes on to say that political violence is unacceptable and has no place in our country. State House Representative Cedric Frazier of New Hope responded, saying in part that he's very aware of the real fear and anxiety that is being felt right now. I want people to know that you are not alone and you are not helpless. And the Minnesota Civility Caucus, which is co-chaired by Representative Kristen Robbins of Maple Grove, issued a statement saying, "We must all unite in our condemnation of political violence and our renewed commitment to working for change through our democratic institutions." Governor Tim Walz signed so-called red flag legislation into law this year. It essentially prevents people from buying guns whom a judge determines to be a risk to themselves or others. State lawmakers, however, did not pass legislation to restrict the sale of semi-automatic rifles like the AR-15, similar to what was used in the assassination attempt of former President Trump. Such legislation has been a hot-button topic with gun rights lobbyists vehemently against. The Brooklyn Park Fire Department is reminding residents to keep an eye on their stoves after a cooking fire sent 3 people to the hospital. The fire started around 1 p.m. on Saturday. The fire department says a grease fire started on the stove when someone walked away from what they were cooking. 2 adults and 1 child were sent to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Fire department officials say always watch what you're cooking and you shouldn't throw water on a grease fire.
Water and oil do not get along, so the best thing is to put a lid on it or use a fire extinguisher. But give yourself some space when using a fire extinguisher so that you don't splatter the grease all over the place.
You also shouldn't store combustibles like oil or paper within 3 feet of your stove. They can cause a cooking fire to quickly spread. Brooklyn Park police arrested 2 suspects accused of stealing a vehicle. Both suspects are juveniles. Police initially responded to the 5900 block of Garwood Avenue on Sunday afternoon. They were investigating a juvenile runaway case when they spotted a stolen vehicle. Police say the occupants were believed to be armed and the vehicle fled. Police stopped the vehicle using a pit maneuver and the people inside got out and ran. 2 male juveniles were arrested. Multiple neighboring agencies helped in the case and no one was injured. A 4-legged member of the Brooklyn Park Police Department will soon receive some extra help. The department's canine Meeko is getting a bullet and stab protective vest. I had a chance to talk to police about how this will make a difference, as well as the role canines play of keeping the community safe.
So Meeko's a 2-year-old German Shepherd.
For the last 6 months, Meeko has played a vital role for the Brooklyn Park Police Department.
This is kind of the beginning of our change in philosophy with canines, where we're really focused on tracking, using the dog's nose versus biting.
Mainly, Meeko has been used to find missing people, fleeing criminals, and firearms.
Firearms and things that might have been used in crimes like that. We're really focused on finding firearms.
However, Inspector Elliot Faust admits it can be a dangerous job, which is why Meeko will soon receive some added protection in the form of a bullet and stab protective vest.
It's really kind of unique because somebody in our community actually sponsored this vest. Their name is going to be embroidered on the vest. And so that very generous person is able to have their mark on the dog, and it's just kind of a cool thing.
The body armor comes from the nonprofit Vested Interest in Canines. It will be custom fit for Meeko and arrive sometime in the next 8 to 10 weeks.
Having that tool with us all the time is super, super important because you don't know what's going to come out on the radio in 5 minutes from now, and that tool could be what saves that dog's life.
Each vest has a value of roughly $1,800 and weighs about 5 pounds. Tensions are rising in the Osseo council chambers as the city searches for new staff. Several city staff members have resigned from Osseo in recent months. City Administrator Riley Grams left in May. The city clerk and community coordinator have also resigned. Police Chief Shane Michelson is currently serving as interim city administrator. Councilmember Juliana Hultstrom asked the council to hire someone else for a combined administrator and clerk role. She also said City Hall has become a toxic environment.
It's gotten to a point that if a staff member says that they aren't comfortable in the environment, there's ramifications.
What I don't do and what I don't deserve is undercutting me with staff, calling me at all hours of the day and night, and having discussions behind my back. I don't approve. That is not okay.
The council voted 3-1 against hiring a new interim city administrator. Finally, this segment, it's festival season, and rain stayed away enough to celebrate in two communities on Saturday. It was Maple Grove Days and Whiz Days in Robbinsdale. Photojournalist Frank Lazinski captured some of the sights and sounds.
Entering a Hall of Fame isn't exactly a new thing for one of our area's best ever athletes. But as Jay Wilcox reports, this isn't just any Hall of Fame that Chrissy Wendell will be joining.
Talk to her.
She's right at home on the ice even in July. Brooklyn Park native Chrissy Wendell coaches the Hill Murray girls as an assistant with her husband Johnny Pohl. Chrissy's already in a number of Halls of Fame, including the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame and, yes, our CCX Hall. But recently learned she's headed for the biggest of all, the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, where she'll be inducted as part of the class of 2024 in November.
I think it's still kind of sinking in. You know, I got the call a couple weeks ago and was out in Vegas with the Penguins getting ready for the draft. But yeah, super big honor and super humbled. It's a category you never really see yourself in, so you don't ever get into the sport to get into a Hall of Fame. You play the sport because you love it and the compete part of it, and it drives you. But when you're done, it's certainly a nice honor to get, and it's very humbling when you see the category that you get put in with other players.
Wendell and fellow 2024 inductee Natalie Darwitz were part of a pioneering group of female stars. Chrissy led Park Center to a state title and scored 219 goals in 2 seasons. Was part of 2 national championship teams with the Gophers, and played in the 2002 and 2006 Olympics. Still, she says the players she coaches now are, as a group, more advanced than back in her day.
100%. We were just talking about it. I was just on the ice with Nicole, and she played at Red Wing, and we were saying that there's a high school practice that looked like that. There's no chance it looked like that in high school. So just to see where the girls' games come, not only into college and the PWHL and the opportunities for the girls, but the actual pace of play and skill level is just so far, not only on the boys, but on the girls' side. Right? And then the D can gap up with the D. You lead the zone.
Chrissy and former Red Wing and Gopher star Johnny Pohl have 3 hockey-playing daughters. Emily will be a sophomore for Hill Murray, and middle child Anna was also on the ice at this summer session. In addition to coaching, Johnny is also activities director for the Pioneers, and Chrissy works in admissions at the school.
A lot of family time together, a lot of time on the ice, a lot of time in the rink, but no place I'd rather be in the Minnesota winter than nice cold arena. So no, it's been great. We've been really fortunate. We've coached them all the way up. We didn't have any intentions of coaching high school, just kind of the opportunity kind of fell into us a couple weeks before the season last year. But
Chrissy says she enjoys coaching, but is also intrigued by another job she's involved with relating to hockey. She's an amateur scout for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The young players around her might not give it much thought, but Chrissy Wendell is a hockey legend and deserving Hall of Famer. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Hall of Fame ceremony is set for November 11th in Toronto. Chrissy expects to have most of her family in attendance. Bracket play in the 96-team Gopher Classic American Legion Baseball Tournament started Monday morning. One local team was looking to make it into the final 16. Hopkins 4-0 in pool play over the weekend, taking on Bemidji, also 4-0 in a winner-take-all game Sunday night in Minnetonka. Top of the second inning, Bemidji's Fisher Gansky hits a ball that gets by the third baseman, and then it goes under the left fielder's glove. Both Peyton Nadeau and Dan Osseo score on the play, and it's 2-0 Bemidji. It was a big second inning for Post 14. Leading 4-0, Landon Hansen drives a ball that gets past the diving catch try by the center fielder and all the way to the fence. Hunter Brodina and Gunnar Gansky both trot home on Hansen's stand-up triple. Bemidji is up 6-0. They'd add another run to go up 7-0. Hopkins had some traffic on the base paths in the early innings, but couldn't push anything across. Pitcher Osseo gets the called third strike here to end the frame, and it remains 7-0. Top of the third, Brodina sends a ball deep to right center field. It hits off the fence. Gavin Coppin and Fisher Gansky both score. Brodina is called out on third on the play, but the 2 runs put Bemidji up 9-0. They go on to beat Hopkins 13-0 in 5 innings. The Gopher Classic tournament continues through Tuesday. In Minnetonka, John Jacobson, CCX Sports.